Alright, so when gear comes out, it doesn't come out with any particular paperwork except for the sections in which they go together. Your bus bars come out each section so they can go back together. So that's what your paperwork tells you. A and A comes out, they bring the gear. We unbolt the bus bars necessary for them to move each section into place. Once each section is in place, we then bolt the gear back together. All the paperwork tells us is what section goes together with what section. So when gear comes out, it's not going to come out like this. It's going to be flat bottom. The only thing you're going to have is this with maybe a 1/4 inch underneath. Your pipes, when they come up, need to be within 3 inches of the concrete slab and the top of your pipe. Cannot exceed 3 inches. That way you have room to bend your wires to get to your ground lugs, and you have all of your space to get to your breakers if you have a breaker on the bottom. Some of the common mistakes made when installing gear: this bar that runs along that holds up your guts to your panel. All of your wires, your feed wires, which means your black, red, blues, or your brown, orange, yellows, and your neutrals have to come up the same side of that bar to eliminate heat. If you put them on one side and the neutrals on the other, that bar is going to get extremely hot and potentially cause a fire. So the tools that you're going to need for bus inside of the gear, you're going to need a socket set, 9/16, 1/2 inch, 5/8 inch sockets, a ratchet, 3/8 inch drive preferably. You're going to need Allen head ratchets, 3/8, 5/16. Those are typical of what we normally do. Most of your lugs, smaller lugs for the breakers, are going to be 5/16. Your larger ones for your terminations on your bus bars are going to be 3/8. Depending on what size wire you have, you'll need a 1/2 inch Allen head. You'll also need a torque wrench to torque down each termination that you use. You want to make sure that they're torqued to specs. You can find the specs in the code book. In the back, it'll tell you exactly which foot-pounds that you need for each drive that you're using. When it comes to markups on the pre-test checklist, you don't have many markups on your gear. Markups will basically be job specific. Your gear is pretty much going to be one set design. There shouldn't be much changes at all to that.